24 лютого 2022 року світ прокинувся із жахливою звісткою. В Україні почалась повномасштабна війна. Українці не лише в рідній країні, але українці по всьому світу сьогодні виходять на вулиці, протестують, заявляють про підтримку своєї рідної країни, а також вимагають від урядів їхніх країн прийняти рішучі рішення в боротьбі проти Росії та Путіна. Українці Торонто, також українці Канади сьогодні вийшли на головну площу міста Торонто для того, аби заявити про спільну підтримку України, а також закликати Канаду ще більше тиснути на Росію та її президента. Сьогодні з людьми також і мер міста Торонто Джон Торі, який в один голос запевняє про підтримку України, українців і каже, що це прекрасні люди з прекрасної країни і Канада буде нас підтримувати.
Welcome to Nathan Phillips Square, because I think it is important you should be here at Toronto City Hall on this day. This is a place where we come to celebrate. It's a place where we come to mourn. But it's also a place where we come to make a statement. And we're making a statement today by being here saying, long live a free Ukraine. Saying no to Russia and no to Putin in terms of what they're doing right now, which is unacceptable and tragic and is something that we can't stand by and let see happen. Whether we're part of the Ukrainian Canadian community, if we're just people who live on this earth, we can't put up with this happening. And I tried to make a statement that I hope you saw today on behalf of, I believe, all of the people of the City of Toronto. And the statement is right up there, where the Ukrainian flag is flying there. I raised it myself, the same place where I raised the Olympic flag 2 weeks ago to say we were in solidarity with our team. Today, we are in solidarity with Ukraine and with our Ukrainian Canadian friends here in the City of Toronto in saying no to this. And I said when I raised the flag today, that what would we expect as Canadians if somebody came up with the pretense of invading one of our provinces, claiming that somehow that province really wanted to be with them, the invaders. We would expect our friends, our other people in other countries, people in cities all around to say no to that, and to stand with us in saying no to that, that it's wrong, that it can't happen, that we can't allow it to happen. And that is why the flag was raised, and that is why this sign will be in the colors of Ukraine tonight, so that people can see that Toronto is standing with Ukraine and standing with our Ukrainian Canadian community here in Toronto, such a wonderful community of people who've been here for generations and deserve for us to stand with them and say no to what is going on, to this unacceptable, tragic, unlawful attack on Ukraine that has been launched by Mr. Putin. So I just want you to know that we stand with you, the city stands with you, I as mayor stand with you, and we will go forward together. And if we stay solid, if we stay together, we can make sure that we can withstand this act of aggression, this terrible act of attack on a wonderful country, and we will do that by standing together and making sure we as well support our government of Canada, which is indicated, and I hope on an increasing basis, to apply sanctions to make it hurt, and to really make it hurt together with other countries in the world. So again, I thank you for coming here to make the statement. I gather there's going to be some other occasions to do this over the course of the weekend. I'll be there as well. I stood in front of the Russian consulate the last time they were up to their old tricks up at Bloor and Church. They've moved it somewhere else now, and I will stand there again. It was cold then and it's cold now, but we're warm-hearted and we're solid, and we're going to be there to make sure we see this through. Thank you very much. Slava Ukraini! Slava Canada!
Russia has declared war on Ukraine. Russia seeks to destroy Ukraine and Ukrainian people. On February 24th, world history changed. There is a before February 24th, 2022, and after February 24th, 2022. A Europe whole, free, and at peace ended with Russian airstrikes on Ukrainian cities. The free world must rally to Ukraine's cause and do so immediately. We call for sanctions now!
We were all shocked to see what happened, what's transpiring. I'm sure all of us were up late at night watching the horrors. But I am here to read you the latest Euromaidan PR news. If anyone has ever followed them, follow them on Twitter. During the 18 hours of Russia's war against Ukraine, The Ukrainian military eliminated 3,200 invaders and destroyed 500 pieces of equipment. Slava Ukraini! This will not end quickly. It will go on, but we will prevail. Українці не піддадуться.
In Kharkiv, the Russians thought they were going to run over. They pushed the Ukrainian army out of Kharkiv. The Ukrainians pushed back, took out 3,000 of the enemy, 200 vehicles, and took back the city. In eastern Ukraine, where they're sitting on thin margins, right far from Kyiv, right on the front lines, in Mariupol. Mariupol is standing, no problem, the farthest city is holding strong. On the whole eastern front, in the so-called Donbass that is welcoming the enemy, they tried to push through. The Ukrainian army held them at the line. In Kherson, the Russian army came in and they asked for a corridor. They got encircled and they asked for an escape corridor. Now they're trying to negotiate their way out of Ukraine and want to go back home. In the north, the 73rd Brigade came across the border into Kyiv and they asked for surrender because they said, we were told we're going to be fighting fascists. There are no fascists here. We don't want to fight the Ukrainians. We're your neighbors. We want to live in harmony. And they surrendered. In Kyiv, the government has the people ready. They handed out today 10,000 rifles, automatic rifles, to the citizens of Kyiv to defend their city should they break the lines. They're going to fight the Ukrainians. They're not going to give up. We are asking for the Western governments to declare a no-fly zone over Ukraine so Ukraine is not bombed by the Russian aircraft. Declare it. We're asking for a complete travel ban. A complete travel ban on all the Russian elites who are destroying Ukraine. Don't let them travel to Europe. Don't let them travel to the West. Block them completely, and then we'll see how brave they are. Freeze their bank accounts. They have stolen money from the Russian people. They've put it into British, Italian, and other banks. Freeze all their accounts immediately. And finally, give Ukraine more lethal weapons so that the Ukrainian people can and will defend themselves.
Це була остання дуже скора last-minute decision, тому що ми не могли чекати ні одної хвилини, ні одної години, нікого дня. Вже нас серця дуже боліли по тим, що ми бачили. Ми бачили, люди дзвонили, люди просили, ми мусимо щось зробити тепер. Ми не хотіли просто чекати. Тому сьогодні grassroots, як кажуть, такі наші всі мікроклімати з нашої чудової громади, така мозаїка українська в каналі в Торонто прийшла сьогодні тисячами людей зібратися і підтримати нашу Україну, наших братів, наші сестри, нашу армію, бо ми переможемо. Путін хуйло!
Ми прийшли підтримати Україну, показати їй, що ми з нею, підтримати наших воєнних, які зараз на передовій, і показати всьому світу, що йому це так з рук не зійде. Україна все рівно переможе.
На жаль, ми не можемо бути зараз там, воювати разом з нашими побратимами. Тому ми хочемо хоч так привернути увагу світу і увагу влади, щоб вона якось втрутилась і допомогла. Тому що, по суті, Україна зараз захищає весь світ.
Те, що відбувається зараз на моїй землі, це неприпустимо, це боляче. І ми точно не заслуговуємо на агресію, на втрати життів наших хлопців. І тому я прошу зараз Канаду, весь світ, дайте, будь ласка, нам підтримку, на яку ми заслуговуємо. Ми захищаємо не тільки зараз себе, ми захищаємо зараз весь світ.
Моє рідне місто Київ підверглось бомбардуванню, то не міг я просто залишитись в стороні. Закликаю всіх виходити сьогодні на вулиці, хто не байдужий до цієї ситуації, бо дуже складно ментально, навіть ті, хто кажуть, що ті, хто за кордоном зараз не можуть висловити підтримку, ми можемо, ми будемо говорити, будемо закликати правительства до того, щоб ми робили якісь дії, бо ця ситуація не може бути не зачепленою.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Columbus Leo, representing the Taiwanese Canadian Association and WUFI, World United for Muslims for Independence. There are several Taiwanese people over here and more are coming because we Taiwanese stand with Ukraine. The world is watching. Everybody is watching. Russia claims Ukraine belongs to them. Also in China, Emperor Xi Jinping claims Taiwan belongs to them. Even though People's Republic of China has never ruled Taiwan for a single second. There has been struggle for independence and democracy in Ukraine and also in Taiwan. We are in the same struggle. I myself have been in Taiwan fighting for democracy. I myself have been tear gassed, beaten up by police, deported. When I went back, I was beaten up by police again and jailed.
Our fellow Canadians will join with all of us from the Central and Eastern European nations, as well as Latvian, Lithuanian, and Estonian Canadians. All other Canadians are going to join us in supporting Ukraine. I know they will.
My name's Leva, and I represent the Latvian National Federation of Canada as well as the Latvian National Youth Association of Canada. We are all standing in solidarity with you.
Really proud to be here on behalf of Belarusian community in Canada, and I want to say Belarus is not Lukashenko. Живе Беларусь и слава Украине!
Sanctions are so important. There has to be sanctions put in place that have never been seen before in any country. We have to hit Russia hard. We have to isolate that country. We have to isolate Russia. Isolate Russia.
Сьогоднішня акція – це лише початок. Отож, боротьба лише розпочинається, опір російському ворогові починається ще сильніший і практично заплановані далі на щодень майбутні акції. Так що будемо вас про це інформувати, а ви обов'язково долучайтеся, беріть в них участь і висловлюйте свою чітку позицію і підтримку Україні в цей непростий час. Роксолана Буяк, Костянтин Сніцар, Форум ТВ.
That's not fake.